water all this while you know that 这个东西我不用跟你们解释了啦哈，你们知道他们的 boiling point pure， 老师讲是 pure water 啊 ，OK 是100度 ，then pure water 的 freezing point 是0度 ，OK，this one you all know，OK，all of you know this，OK。But in terms of the context of biology， 现在我们要学的是 in terms of context of biology，water 在 biology 方面，在生物方面是讲什么的 ？OK，first thing you need to know， 我们的身体 ，OK， 我们的身体啊 ，70%，OK， 你不需要背这个数目啦，是给你们了解罢了啦，给你们知道啦。70% of our body，OK，is made of water. So 我们的 70% 我们的身体啊是水来的 ，OK？Where 如果 in terms of cell 啦 ，90% OK，90% OK of cell 啊 ，90% of cell 是水。如果是身体呢，我们讲是70%。如果是细胞呢，90% 是水来的。因为你可以看哦，你们的细胞里面哦。OK， 你们的 nucleus 在中间，对不对？整个围着的是 cytoplasm， 所以 cytoplasm 里面的成分大部分都是水来的 water。OK，alright，so knowing that water 这个的目的要跟你们讲是 water 占据的位置，占据的那个空间给我们的身体是很高，所以呢，所以我们一定要了解水在我们的身体什么用啊。So you will see that water will appear in our body, especially our blood. So 你们喝水，你们喝多水，你们要 make sure 水可以进你们的血管，你们的血管的 circulation 会比较容易走咯。Then water not only in your blood circulatory system， 它也是会有在你们的细胞的旁边。如果在细胞的旁边呢，我们是叫做 interstitial fluid，OK， 在 interstitial fluid 都有水 ，OK，then other than that，OK，other than that， 我们的blood 里面会有通到一个部分叫做 lymphatic fluid，OK，lymphatic fluid，OK， 我们的 lymphatic fluid 都会有这个水 ，alright。So you see all these things everywhere in our body. It tells you that every single part of your body, every single part of the body liquid has water. So it is telling you that water is very important. Okay? So please make sure you drink water. Alright? So now to start with, in order to see the importance of water, to start with is we need to understand what are the characteristics that the water has. Okay, what are the characteristics? So what are the characteristics? It comes to the chemistry part of the water. Okay, the chemistry part of water. Okay. So water, the chemical is H2O. The chemical formula, the chemical equation is H2O. You know it is H2O. So meaning that the element inside water is hydrogen and oxygen only. Okay, so knowing the idea of hydrogen and oxygen, 你们学过 chemistry， 你们知道在 periodic table 里面 ，hydrogen 是 under group 1那一边的 ，OK， 在里面的 periodic table，hydrogen 是 under group 1那一边的，所以 group 1那一边是代表什么？它是 positive charge。OK，then oxygen 呢是在 group 几？还记得吗？你们还记得 oxygen 在 group 几吗？Hydrogen 是 group 1, oxygen 是 group 几？你们的 periodic table 你们学了 periodic table right? Don't tell me you're forgotten 了。Oxygen 是 group 几？test 你们的 chemistry。Oxygen 的，are you sure? Oxygen 的atomic number 是多少 ？Atomic number 是16，对不对 ？OK， 所以如果16的话，老师给你看16你们那个proton number 是16所以如果你们要知道它是哪一个 group， 对不对？你们就要写出来它的那个 electronic configuration 2 8 dot 多少 6 correct or not 2 dot 8 dot 6 am I right so 2 dot 8 dot 6 so which means from this electronic configuration I can say that it is at group number 16 okay group 16 and it is at which period period number 3 okay it has 1 2 3 period okay so it is period number 3 group 16 okay now as long as you know that it is at the right side which is group 16 so right side group 16 it is negatively charged so because there is a positive and there is a negative charge so they can attract each other bind together so become a water molecule so hydrogen atom and oxygen atom join together to form water molecule so this water molecule you know that it has a behavior of positive charge and oxygen is a negative charge so when they join together they join in a very nice pattern so I show to you the nice pattern as in one oxygen right H2O ma so meaning that I have 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen okay so it tells you have 2 hydrogen so this 1 oxygen join with 2 hydrogen okay so it joins in a pattern like this okay it has a reason due to its polarity okay 它的 polarity 的关系它们会有一个angle 了它们的 angle joining 它们有一个特别的 angle 了 alright so 它不会像这样子 join 的 H 这样子 O 这样子 H 直90度不会的它会有每一次会有一个 angle 会造成这个水嘞它的 negative charge有一点 expose 所以这个 positive charge 跟这个 positive charge 在这里 OK 如果 if you look at in terms of 3D structure 其实它是很 balanced 的 they are quite balanced in terms of the charge alright so due to that their distribution are in such a way okay so the pattern of water when you draw please remember draw in such a way which is in the diagram that I've shown okay so now you already know that water is made of hydrogen you already know that water is made of oxygen and you know that there are charges also okay so because of this behavior because of the charges that it has it makes water very in terms of they are very good in terms of dissolving we call it dissolving substances so when they are very good in dissolving substances so most of the time it will become a solvent okay you put salt in water they mix you put sugar in water they mix you put any kind of powder into water they mix but they don't mix all they mix most of it 大部分的东西它都可以掺进去 OK 不是全部 but 大部分 so this gives the ability of water to mix with any other thing that's why we call it a universal solvent because majority of things they can mix okay because of the behavior of the water because of the polarity of the water okay 造成它是一个 universal solvent so now you know number one thing okay besides water has a boiling point of 100 degrees besides water has a freezing point of 0 degrees water is known as a universal solvent all right so this is due to because of the charge that it appears so 它有 positive 有 negative 的 charge 的关系所以大部分的 ionic compound大部分的 ionic compound so when we talk about ionic compound like for example sodium chloride 这个是你们的盐来的 salt sodium chloride 所以这个是一个 ionic compound calcium chloride 这个也是一种的 salt 也是 ionic compound 所以大部分的全部 ionic compound 都可以很容易 dissolve 给水，因为你们的 sodium 有 positive， 你们的 chloride 有 negative， 一掺到水的 positive 跟那个 oxygen 的 negative 所以他们会有 attraction， 所以这个 Cl 会 attract to 那个 positive， 那个 Na 就会 attract 给那个 O， 所以that's why它会散掉，先整个掺进去，整个 dissolve 进去so because of the polarity 的关系 ，so that is number one polarity， okay， polarity of water. So because of the polarity of water, it makes water known as a universal solvent. So it tells you that water are able to dissolve all ionic compound. So since it's able to dissolve all ionic compound, example salt, example sugar also. Okay, so that is the first characteristics that we are going to talk about. Okay, 明白吗 polarity? So you understand what is a characteristics called polarity already now? That is because of the charge that is present in the water. Okay, so now first characteristic. Second characteristics of water, or we call it properties of water. Okay, in physics, you all learn about specific heat capacity. 老师教你们什么意思是叫做 specific heat capacity. According to the definition, okay, heat capacity 我读给你们听那个 heat capacity 的意思先Heat capacity 的意思是ability of ability of substance, okay, ability of substance 就是任何的东西它的能力 ability of substance to absorb heat, okay, ability of substance to absorb heat, okay, or sustain heat 的意思啦 okay, absorb heat, okay, before the temperature rises by 1 degree Celsius. Ability of substance to absorb heat before the temperature rises by 1 degree Celsius. 这一个是什么意思？我给你一个道理给你看Let's say 我有一个 beaker 的水 ，OK，and 我用火来烫烧它 ，so 我会有一个 thermometer 来量那个温度咯 ，OK，so what do I do is 我的 heat energy supply and heat energy 你们每一次用什么 unit 来形容？你们每一次用什么 unit 来形容 heat energy？ 是不是 ？Yes, correct, Ian. Joule. 你们每一次用 joule 来形容的，对不对 ？So heat energy is joule. So what do I do is, in order, let's say for example, 这个开始的温度是30度 ，let's say, in order for my water raise or rise its temperature to 31 degrees Celsius. 我用多少 heat energy 来给它上去？So 这个的 heat energy， 这个 amount of heat energy， OK， 就是那个水的 ability 来 absorb heat， 那个水的 ability 来 absorb 那个 heat远到那个 heat energy 它才上1度。So let's say for water， 它的 ability 来上1度是4200 joule。So heat capacity 是一个东西的能力来称那个 energy before 它上1度。So for water has a very high specific heat capacity， 真高特别高的 specific heat capacity， 它的 ability 可以称那个 heat energy 是可以收到4200 joule， 那个温度才上1度 Okay, so 你们自己也是可以知道的。You all will know when you all boil water. Boil water will take some time, correct or not? When you boil water in a what we call it in a container, in a metal container, 你们煮水 you want to boil water, sometimes it takes 20 minutes up to 30 minutes. It depends on how much water you have. Okay, so because of the water having its heat capacity, so since water heat capacity is very high, so every time, let's say your water is at a room temperature, let's say 25 degrees Celsius. For 25 degrees Celsius to reach 100 degrees Celsius, 你想一下，多少4200还要吸收先，还要吸收4200、4200、4200，吸收到很多才可以变成100度。Okay, so since water has this ability, specific capacity, the ability of substance to absorb heat before the temperature rises by 1 degree Celsius, so for water, all the time 每一次是4200的，所以 that's why 它是很 specific。So 每一个东西有它自己的能力的，不一样的东西就有不一样的。盐水有不一样的 specific capacity， 糖水有不一样的 specific capacity，pure water 有 pure water 的 specific capacity。So this is to tell you how much heat needed to raise the temperature of the water. Okay, beginning, what did I say to you? Beginning, our body is made of water, 70%, 90% in the cell. So we can maintain our body temperature at 37 degrees Celsius, partly because of the heat capacity of the water. So specific heat capacity of water, which is very high. So when you go to a place where you have like cold temperature, so earlier on your body temperature, which is 37 degrees Celsius, the heat is already captured in the water. So the water helps to keep your body maintained at 37. So that is why I want to let you know the second characteristics of water. It has high specific heat capacity. So water has very high specific heat capacity. Okay, all right, so that is the idea. So the ability of the water to hold the heat before the temperature rises by 1 degree Celsius. So that is called specific heat capacity. All right, okay, now so very important, we need to maintain our body at 37 degrees Celsius because 37度 is the optimum temperature. We call it optimum temperature for all body activity. 你们的所有的身体的 enzyme， 你们的 enzyme 就是你们的消化，你们身体可以消化一个食物，它有一个水叫做 enzyme， 那个 enzyme 一定要37度才可以在最 top 的 condition， OK， 最快的速度来消化。所以如果你的温度你有 high body fever， let's say 你有很高的 fever， let's say you have high fever， your body temperature reaches to 40 degrees Celsius. That is the time where your enzyme all will die, will denature. So all the protein denatured. Polarity of water, you already know, because of the polarity, it causes the water to become a universal solvent. Because of high specific capacity, okay, allow water to maintain our body temperature at 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, now we go to the next one. The adhesive force of water and cohesive force of water. Okay, I want to give you situation. Okay, I don't want you to memorize, but I want you to have the idea. So what do you mean by high adhesive force and cohesive force? But I want you to compare one thing. Adhesive and cohesive. Adhesive means two different substances. Adhesive. Two different substances stick together. 粘在一起. Okay? two different substances stick together. Cohesive means two same substance stick together. Okay, one is two different substances stick together, another one is two same substance stick together. Okay, what do I mean by this is adhesive 就是 example 粘纸，你们剪你们的粘纸，粘纸来粘什么？不可能粘纸来粘粘纸的吗？粘纸是肯定是来粘书，粘纸是粘两个东西接在一起，对不对？ So adhesive 是一个粘纸跟一个书就不一样的东西了咯，所以 two different substance 哦。Okay, imagine 我有一个很细的 tube 跟一个没有这样细的 tube。OK， 我倒水下去 ，OK， 我倒水下去啊，你会发现到比较细的那个 tube， 那个水呢会比较高，然后比较阔的那个 tube， 那个水会比较低一点。Okay, so what does this tell you? 如果你越阔 ，OK， 代表呢，它的能力给这个水粘在这个墙壁 ，OK， 这个 wall of 那个 tube 比较差咯。But 如果那个 diameter 比较小个，那个水的能力粘着旁边的那个 wall，OK， 比较高，因为比较容易爬上去，所以所以它的 level 会比较高一点，给细的 diameter。这个阔的 diameter， 它的能力比较低一点 ，OK，so 因为它太远嘛，那个水太远了，它 diameter 太大，那个水就比较远。But 如果那个 diameter 比较小，那个水全部比较靠近，所以比较靠近的话，它的能力粘上去比较快。So 这种呢是叫做 adhesive force。So 水有一个 adhesive force 哦，会造成它很容易的在很细的 tube 哦，可以爬到很高。So that's why 一棵树 ，OK， 这样高，像一个屋子这样高 ，OK， 一个屋子这样高 ，OK， 那个水从泥土里面可以上到上面这个叶子的原因是因为它里面有很细的 xylem， 所以那个 xylem 细小个，给它那个水有那个能力爬上去。OK， 你也想一下哦，它可以爬到这样高哦，你还有地心引力哦 ，there is a gravity pull, correct 吗 ？So, but the water still able to pull up. This is because of the adhesive force that the water and the surface of the xylem. So 在这里呢是 water 跟 surface of 那个 tube 啊 ，so two different substances stick together. So water has high adhesive force. So because of the high adhesive force, it allows water to move up to the xylem until the leaves. So that is one characteristic that water has. Okay, so that is called adhesive force. Adhesive means attraction between two different substances. One is water, one is the surface of the wall. So that is called adhesive. Now let's look at cohesive. So for cohesive, I want you to compare between mercury 水银跟水。如果你把一滴的 mercury 跟一滴的水 OK, mercury, let's say 老师用黑色的笔啦，滴在桌子上，你们会发现到 mercury 是一粒这样子的。Then 如果是水嘞，你们会发现到它会这样的，对不对？如果水滴在一个桌子上，你们有发现到这个东西吗 ？Okay, so do you all realize this thing? Have you seen a mercury before?
I'm doing science and I'm still alive.
mercury is very poisonous. And when you see in thermometer has mercury inside. So if there is a thermometer broken, oh, you have to tell your teacher it's very dangerous, because actually mercury is very dangerous. Mercury can cause death, okay, if it absorbs into your blood system, okay. So it's a very poisonous thing. So don't play with it, okay. So but what I want to show to you is, do you see that when the mercury drops on the surface, it is by itself like that. So what does it want to tell you? That between the same type of substance, the mercury inside the mercury atom, between the mercury atom and the mercury atom, they have attraction together. So between the same molecules, they attract with each other strongly, very, very strongly for mercury. So if you compare mercury with water, of course, mercury has a very high attraction together with each other. So because of the strong attraction together with each other, there is a force called cohesive force. So the word cohesive meaning the same type with the same type of substance stick together very strongly. So if let's say you say that the thing has a very high cohesive force, meaning the same type and the same type stick together strongly. That is where you can see that they become one. Okay, they cannot split. They become one together like that. So anywhere you fall also, it become one. Not like water, it will smudge just like that on the surface. Okay, because the cohesive is not so strong. But that is when you compare mercury and water. But in generally 来比嘞 water 还是有很高的 adhesive force， water 还是有很高的 cohesive force， 是因为它有这样高的 adhesive force 和 cohesive force， 它可以造成水可以上到叶子上面所以因为第一个它的 adhesive force 就是 water 粘着 xylem 的墙壁慢慢的上去，第二个加上它们本身的force，OK， 他们自己本身的 force so 如果这个水这粒水上去了，它会拉另外一个水跟着它，然后另外一个又会拉后面的水跟着它，另外一个就会拉另外一个水跟着它，所以它有一个 chain effect， 拉，所以水一直 continuously flow into the xylem. So it is the effect of adhesive and cohesive force. You know that adhesive is the attraction between water with xylem wall. Okay, it is different thing. Two different things stick together. And then cohesive is between water and water, attraction between water and water. So both of these forces are very strong. Okay, strong. Then that is where they allow water to be transported from the root up to the leaves. Okay, so that is the third characteristics that I want to explain with all of you.